Hola amigos de CulturArte, muchas gracias por acompañarnos en esta nueva transmisión especial que estamos realizando en torno a un estreno que vamos a presentar aquí en México de un gran documental, un documental que estamos seguros que los va a emocionar, los va a conmover, los va a motivar también muchísimo y no solamente pensado para quienes sean bailarines, es un documental de verdad que va con mucha información, con muchas experiencias para todo el público y creo que con alguna de las pues, de los temas que se traten en este documental, la salud, la familia, la resiliencia, como justamente se titula este documental, Un hombre resiliente, pues será, una gran oportunidad de poder conocer o poder también adentrarnos a lo que hay justamente detrás de una historia de resiliencia, en este caso de Stephen McRae, bailarín principal del Royal Ballet, y que bueno, a través de este documental de Stephane Carrel, pues podemos tener la oportunidad de disfrutarlo aquí en México. Y bueno, pues hoy estaré platicando justamente con el director de este documental para que nos pueda compartir y podamos conocer pues cómo surge la idea de hacer un documental sobre un bailarín, sobre un proceso de resiliencia ante una lesión muy fuerte en el escenario, y cómo, pues, se va llevando a cabo este documental también en la parte de producción, porque, pues, es interesante que el documental haya logrado también, llevarse a cabo durante todavía momentos donde estábamos con la pandemia, donde, pues, no había todavía esta apertura para poder tener contacto y demás. Y bueno, pues, al público que nos pueda acompañar en estas funciones que vamos a tener. De verdad que van a ver que vale muchísimo la pena y bueno, pues esperamos que nos puedan acompañar. Estas funciones se van a realizar el día 9 y 10 de noviembre en Cinedot Azcapotzalco, ahí en la Ciudad de México. Y también para el público de Toluca lo podremos disfrutar en Cinedot IMAX Toluca, aquí en el centro Tolsú, en el corazón de la ciudad. Aquí en Toluca también el día 9 y 10 de noviembre a las 10 de la mañana, ambos días, y en Ciudad de México a las 12 del día. Los boletos ya están disponibles para que puedan adquirirlos a través de la taquilla de Cinedot de manera física o a través de cinedot.com.mx. Y bueno, pues como les digo, tenemos esta posibilidad del día de hoy platicar con el director de este documental y bueno, pues ahora sí que nos conectamos hasta París para que nos pueda platicar pues un poco de dónde viene esta idea de hacer un documental sobre una gran historia, sobre una historia de resiliencia. Le doy la bienvenida a Stephane Carrel. Stefan, welcome.
Hello. Hola.
Hola, hola,
Hola,
Stefan.
hola.
Well, I would like to know more about how you conceive this documentary, why you decide to talk about the dance world and to talk about specifically with this story of Stephen McRae.
Yeah. It was 10 years ago, I did a documentary about an English designer called Paul Smith. And while I was shooting with him, he was doing a photo shoot with some principal dancers of the Royal Ballet. And that was the first time I've heard about the story of Stephen McRae. And so I took contact with Stephen, asking him if he would like to do a documentary one day, and he said yes, I would love to do that. But I thought at this moment that there was something missing. I wanted something more, just not. I didn't want just to make a portrait of a dancer. I wanted to talk about this world in a specific angle. And then 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, the injury happened. So I took contact again with him, saying maybe that's the good moment to do the film. And he said yes, this is the good moment because Stephen and I, we really wanted to talk about the injury in the dance world, as it is a real taboo subject, and it's very difficult for dancers to talk about this. So we thought it was the good moment and the good time, and also as I really wanted to do a very intimate film, very I wanted to create something very specific, and Steven was okay also with this idea to really like being in the head of the dancer, and also having a real human story to talk about a human. That's why the film is called also Resilient Man and not a
Mhm,
resilient dancer. I
mhm.
wanted something more open to, yeah, in a very universal way of talking about this story. So that was the thing.
I think some of the topics that you include in this documentary, as you mentioned, is not just the resilience in the dance world, but also the health issues that a dancer can face, and the health in the physical and mental health, the family. I think I saw a documentary, and that specific scenes are very emotional with Steven's family, Steven's children, his wife, and I think that this kind of intimate things that you mentioned can be very important to a people to connect with Stephen, no, to connect with the story you're telling.
Yeah, that's why my goal, not only to film in the Royal Ballet, but I wanted something more. I really wanted to talk about a man, his story, and because this kind of story we can all be related to this kind of story, because we, in our life, we all have something happen and we all have to go back, and that was the main goal for me to talk about this story specifically. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's look the trailer
Yeah.
for the people who are looking, and then we can talk about more of the content, the topics that you mentioned are included in this documentary.
Okay.
My Achilles snapped on stage.
You will realize that it is necessary to stop the performance.
I was there thinking that that's it. Career finished. As we reached around 18 months,
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
it's time to dance. Okay, let's keep going. It was time to return to the opera house.
You can't be greedy at the moment.
I know I am making progress,
Good, Steve.
but it needs to be more.
Let's go. Let's do it.
One act at a time, one step at a time. You've got almost 6 weeks. Careful, Steve, no higher.
Just go where it is now.
5-6 weeks isn't long.
There's a huge chance that this next show could wipe me out again.
Oh, please don't say that.
I don't think, sadly, it's just a painful cut.
Can I do it? I want to be the artist again. I want the freedom.
This is my story now.
Okay, so as you can see, you have footage from Steven in intimate places like the home, in the work, in the Royal Opera House, and how challenging it was to film this kind of footage for this documentary.
Um, it was not a challenge because everything was very easy. Because when I met the Royal Ballet Company, when I met Kevin O'Hare, the director of the company, and all his team, they were very happy for me to make this film. So they were really helpful, because as I really wanted to talk about this specific subject of injury, and has and for them it was really great, because what the Royal Ballet is doing for their dancers is amazing. So for them it was a good way to show what we could do with dancers, and how it is important to take care of dancers in a big company like the Royal Ballet. So at the Royal Ballet it was very easy, and it was very easy also with Steven and his family, because because, as I said earlier, we really wanted to make this portrait like a real intimate portrait, and to really talk about his story in a very intimate way also. And for that also, when I started to work on this project, the COVID happened, so I was not able to go to London to film immediately. So we spent, but this time during the COVID was very important for me, because we spent a lot of time talking through Zoom session every week. We had 2 hours talking every week. It was like for him being talking with his psychologist, and it was very funny. But also, this really helps me to to construct the film, to know everything regarding the Stephen's life, and all this work was very necessarily. And when I arrived to shoot in London, it was very easy, because as we spent a lot of time talking before, it was, yeah, as if we known each other for many years. So all the process before shooting was very important to have this kind of film, to really be in this intimacy, yeah, with Stephen and with the story.
I'm very glad that you also have the chance to found this documentary production through a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah,
That's how I knew about this documentary, because we are screening here in Mexico the Royal Ballet and Opera season, and we knew Steven Worf since the first. Season that we screen here in Mexico. And now we are in our 10th season screening here in Mexico.
okay,
And when I knew about the injury and about the filmmaking, we through the Kickstarter campaign, we support this project. And I'm
okay,
very
thank you.
happy, very happy with the result. We did a first screening for the embassy, as you
Okay,
knew, here in Mexico, and the people that could come and see this first documentary here in Mexico were very moved and very thankful for have the opportunity to know more about the story of in the dance world, as you mentioned.
yeah,
That is a taboo, that
yeah,
many of the topics are not in the audience know, here in the audience world, they are in the backstage world, no,
yeah,
just the dancers know about the difficulties they have to be with the injuries, with the rehearsals, all the process needed
yeah,
for a production in the ballet dance world. And this kind of documentary, I'm pretty sure it will help to understand better how the dancers
yeah,
are, like you mentioned, humans, no, they
yeah,
are humans, they are also artists,
exactly.
but
And
at the
and
end,
they're also athletes.
athletes, yeah,
This
very
is the
important.
main thing. It's very complicated even for dancers to say to themselves that they are artists, but they are also athletes. And it's very tricky when you are a dancer, because dancers, yeah, you are on stage, it's beautiful. We are expecting a lot of things like jumping and all these kind of things, but we the audience don't know what does it take for a dancer to be on this level. And this is just amazing, what they are doing to be on this level, and they are really athletes. And we have to consider dancers as artists and as our athletes. This is very important, and that's why we really wanted to show with the film, because we want this film to talk to the future generation of dancers. And uh, and it's okay, you can say, nah, dancers are the artists and athletes. And yeah, this is very important.
Let's look at a short clip of the documentary,
Okay,
and then we can talk about the injury that is like the main topic, but not the
no,
only topic
yeah,
that the
yeah,
documentary is about.
okay, thank you.
My Achilles snapped on stage. nearly 2 years since it happened. 2,500 people saw it, and they had to listen to me scream in pain. The brutal side of the profession was that 20 minutes later the show went on with somebody else. I was there thinking that that's it, it's all over, career finished.
How difficult for a dancer to talk about this, no, Stephen,
Yeah.
Stefan, and you really caught this very emotional uh, I don't know, stories, part of Steven's injury process, and you share it very emotional in a very emotional way through obviously through the screen, but also through all this footage, through all the music that is
Mm.
an original music, no, for this documentary.
Yeah.
And so I'm very happy that I had the opportunity to be part of this process also for the
Thank you very
documentary
much.
supporting
Thank
it,
you.
and now that we are trying to distribute here in Mexico, to tell the story, to spread the word here in Mexico. And I'm pretty sure that in the other countries that are screening now, people are very moved, as I saw in the Q&A videos that you are sharing, and the production are sharing. People are very happy to see this kind of stories, no?
Yeah, I think, and for me, as you were saying, as I decided to do this film for cinema since the beginning, I tried to really think cinema. I really wanted to do a narrative film, not specifically like a documentary. I wanted something more. I really wanted to do a film because it was for the cinema. So I didn't restrict myself artistically speaking. My goal was to create something beyond documentary, closer to a feature film, because it worked with the story. I wanted to blur the lines between fiction and reality. And my editor, Florence Monnier, who works on the film with me, and I were even more free with the creative process. It was the same when my composer, Sylvain Millepied, and I worked on the music, as I didn't want to create music before the editing. I wanted the music and the film to be one, and for it to be like a character itself. So the music is very important also in the film.
How long was the process of the planning, the pre-production, the production of this film?
I think we had 17 weeks in the for the editing. 17 weeks. We spent a lot of time also in post production, like with the sound, because as I did the film alone. I was filming, I was doing the sound, I was doing everything during the shooting because I didn't have enough money to have a big team around me. And this is also my way of working in documentary. Usually you don't have a big team around you, and I think it was also very important to make this film like this, to be, because I really wanted to achieve this kind of intimacy. And if I had a lot of people around me, I won't have this kind of film. So we had to do a lot of work on the sound, in the post production. We have to work a lot on it. And and for the music, like I said, Sylvain Millepied, who did the music of the film, we he spent a lot of time, but he on it. But we also we work like for a feature film. When we, with my editor Florence, when we had finished to edit a piece of the film, we sent it to him, and then he could think of it and send us a music specifically for this moment. Because, as I said, I didn't want the music to just be added to the film. I really wanted a specific music. I really wanted the music to be a character, to really play a role in the film. And so that was a very specific way of working. And yeah.
And Steven shared that since you were shooting alone, that really helps with the children specifically
Yeah.
because they were very natural
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
film, no? And we have a lot of footage from Steven's family,
Yeah.
and I would like to share a moment of that.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daddy. Happy birthday to you. I don't put it down. Woo! Blow room, go on. Go on. There's still more. Well done. Woo!
Well, thank you guys. I'm 36. In our profession, the minute you hit your mid-30s, it's this assumption that you're going to hang up your shoes. But I've never really sat and thought about stopping performing. Even when virtually the whole world had come to the conclusion that I would never dance again.
Stefan, what are the plans for this documentary now that has been released in many countries? I'm pretty sure that it will spread the word to other countries.
For the moment, we are hoping for many festival to take the film. So we will have one in New York in February. So the film has just been selected for this festival in New York. So this is great because it will be the premiere on the USA for the film. The film will be aired on the BBC end of January, beginning of February, which is really good for the film. And then it will be on Canal Plus soon, also in France. And I'm waiting for answers for many festivals. So let's hope the film will travel a lot, and a lot of people could be able to see it. Yeah.
I will share the dates for México again. Para la gente que esté aquí en México y quiera ver este documental, pueden acudir el día 9 y 10 de noviembre a Cinedot Azcapotzalco en la Ciudad de México. Los boletos también están ya disponibles ahí en la taquilla de Cinedot directamente o a través de la página cinedot.com.mx. Y para el público de aquí de Toluca, los invitamos a que nos acompañen en Centro Tolzú, en Cinedot IMAX Toluca, el 9 y 10 de noviembre. También los boletos ya están disponibles en la taquilla de Cinedot y a través de cinedot.com.mx. Recuerden que a través de todas pues, los eventos que hacemos en CulturArte pueden tener descuento especial para este documental. El boleto está en 149 pesos, la verdad es un precio muy accesible. Y también queremos hacer una invitación, aprovecho este espacio para poder hacer una invitación a las academias de danza, a las academias de salud, fisioterapia, además que les pueda interesar también reforzar lo que ven en las aulas con un documental que trata sobre un caso real, ¿no? En el cual se lleva un proceso de rehabilitación, en el cual, como mencionaba Estefan, no nada más es hablar de un bailarín, sino también de un atleta, hablar también de un padre, hablar también de un artista, y esto pues creo que también es un material muy valioso que pueden ustedes aprovechar para complementar esta educación en aulas. Y pues también queremos que se puedan poner en contacto con nosotros para poder hacer un grupo, para poder llevar a sus alumnos a estas funciones que vamos a tener y también pues buscar el tener alguna función especial en algunas escuelas, auditorios, también está el documental disponible. Este documental lo vamos a estar distribuyendo aquí en México y queremos pues que llegue a más ciudades. De momento estamos para Ciudad de México en Toluca y pues estamos abiertos a poder recibir invitación para poder llevar este documental a otras ciudades, a otros espacios y también pues a varios festivales, como decía Estefan, el documental está también disponible para poder llevar a festivales, entonces estamos seguros también que en esos festivales de aquí de México podemos ayudar a estar difundiendo toda esta información, a estar difundiendo esta gran historia y que estamos seguros que el público lo va a disfrutar, lo va a disfrutar muchísimo. Y bueno, now, Stefan, that you released and that you can start here what people is talking about this documentary. How do you feel about the result of all this process of filmmaking, production, planning, and now that you have your baby out there in the screens all over the world?
Um, I feel very happy because it was a long work to be there. It took me 4 years to make this film, so it was very difficult at the beginning because nobody believed in it at the beginning. So it was hard, but I'm glad I was resilient enough
Yeah.
to make this film, and that's what I discovered about me making this film. It's how resilient I am, and so now I'm very happy that people can be able to see it, and I'm very happy to share it with the world, which is just amazing. This is my first feature film for cinema. I did a lot of documentaries for TV, but not for cinema, and it was my goal to make one, and I'm hoping to do more.
Yeah.
And yeah, so thank you so much for having the film, for showing it, for talking about it. I'm very pleased, and yeah, I'm very happy to that the film is in Mexico now. So thank you so much.
Also, we are very happy that you gave us the opportunity to spread this documentary here in Mexico, and
Yeah,
I
because dance is very important in your country
yes, yeah.
also. Yeah, yeah,
I'm very happy that you were very resilient, as you
yeah.
mentioned, to do this documentary. What can you suggest for all the filmmakers that are trying to release a film to have the support, to find the support, to find the idea to find a story to tell through the screen. What can you tell for those young filmmakers that are want to make
Yeah.
uh,
I
any
think
production?
I think never give up and believe in yourself. That yeah, I think that's it. For me, it was like this all the time because I met a lot of people saying no to me and
Hmm.
saying this film will never be on screen. This project will never happen. And I always said to myself, I don't care, I will do it. So yeah, you have to believe and you have to stay focused and to never give up. I think this is the even if it's very difficult because making documentary is very difficult because we don't have a lot of money to make documentaries. So it's yeah, it's a long process, but it's when it happens, it's amazing. So
It's
yep.
difficult, but it's possible, as you say.
Yeah, of course it's
You,
possible.
you
Of course.
really through the founding, through all the support
Yeah.
that at the
Hmm.
beginning was
Yeah.
full of no's. Now you find the yes, and now
Yeah.
you find that this documentary is a very important story to tell. Congratulations, Stefan.
Thank you so much.
Very happy to share this story here in Mexico.
Hmm.
I hope that this documentary go to all over the world and continue through the festivals, to the TV, and in many other cinemas, telling this very moving story about resilience, about the family, about the health. That you really did a very good job telling this story. Congratulations to all the Fly production team that
Yeah, yeah, because the production team was great also, and
yeah.
all the people who work with me, like my editor, the composer, the all the sound and the color grading guy, Guillaume, and all Julia, my producer. They were all very yeah, very important.
And now that we saw a lot of biopics, no, biofilms. This is not a biofilm. This is
No,
not a biofilm. This is very important for people that maybe are thinking that they will hear just the story about Stephen McRae. No, this is not that kind of movie. This film is different. This film is a must see, and esperamos que nos acompañen en Cinedot en estas funciones. Thank you very much, Stefan,
thank you,
to
Francisco.
share with us how you make this beautiful film. And I hope we can see you here in Mexico, and
Oh yeah, I would love to.
and continue this spreading here in Mexico. And thank you very much for your time to share these minutes with us, and talk about this fabulous film.
Thank you very much, Francisco. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, Stefan. Bye bye.
Bye.